Hello everyone, I am Saurabh Sharma. You can find me on social media as Meet the Wizard. I am an entrepreneur and an author. I welcome you all to my weekly podcast named as Let's Just Talk. So let's just start with our episode 2. Yes, I failed. Hi. So first of all, an apology to whom and why? Well, firstly, I should apologize to you for missing on my weekly podcast, and that too 2 weeks straight. Right after my first podcast video, I didn't post for 2 weeks. Though I am back and I'm sorry for missing out, but I owe an apology to someone else too. I need to apologize to myself, and that too publicly, for missing out for these 2 weeks. I had promised myself that I'll put up a podcast each week, but I failed. Yes, I failed just after the first week. But what happened? Why didn't I put any podcast for the last 2 weeks? Where was I? What was I doing? Well, maybe it will be too easy if I just say I was busy. But that's not the reality, and I know it. Because yes, I was working, though, but I had enough time available to record the podcast, as I had promised to myself and to all of you too. So I should have done it. I know it's gonna be tough to admit this, but honestly, I was scared. I procrastinated enough that I wasn't able to speak a single word. The first podcast was scary too, but I somehow did it. Somehow gathered my courage and did that. But I guess I ended up spending all my courage that I had in the first podcast itself. That I was left with none from thereafter. And after that, each time I thought to record the second one, I fell flat on my face, too scared to do it, and kept procrastinating enough about it for 2 weeks straight. The anxiety had taken over, and in fact, it started affecting my other works too. The chills would run down my spine whenever I thought, let's try doing it. And that, right there, everything was scary enough to hold me back. So now that I'm recording this podcast, finally you might be thinking that great, so you have overcome your anxiety, your procrastination, your fears, and you're doing it. That's so good. The answer is big no. I haven't overcome anything. I have not overcome any of these negative aspects. So, if everything is same, what it was since last 2 months, then how am I able to record it? Well, I just sat down, noted down some of the points, pressed the record button, and started talking. Sound way too simple? Or does it make no sense? Or does it confuse you even more? Well, that's why I thought I need to share this with you all. If you're looking up to do something and you're simply procrastinating about it and wondering how to do that next assignment, how to record the next video, how to write the next chapter of your book, how to go for the next day of your gym, or maybe how to design your next character. Because whenever you try to start it, you feel scared, you feel anxious, you doubt yourself, your abilities, your skills. So, how to do it? Well, let me clarify it to you all. There is no solution to it other than just do it. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and just start. Just freaking start. It may come out as a scrap, it may come out as your worst outcome, it may come out as your worst work in progress, but this is the only way to do it. By just starting. It was horrible for me. The last 2 weeks were the scariest, most stressed out ones. I'd already put my one podcast out there, but believe me or not, it was heard for over 2,370 minutes in total by the audience across platforms. 2,370 minutes. And then it felt like a responsibility to justify each one of you out there. I guess I felt the load of that responsibility way too much. Am I even the right person to whom you should listen? This constant thought kept giving me the anxiety, and I questioned myself over and over and over again. And I know it's the same situation for you too whenever you sit down to that next work in progress of yours. So, how did I collect enough courage to do it finally? How did I understand that there is no way out of it? And now, when I have decided to provide some value, I need to simply do it day in and day out without a second thought. Damn, how? Well, it all happened when I started my initiative on social media against taboo towards anxiety. I would like you to spare some time of your daily schedule and to check that out on Instagram using the hashtag anxiety is not a taboo or the other hashtag wizard for anxiety. I would definitely love to hear your thoughts on that too. So coming back to the topic. So during my initial days of that initiative, I came across various people asking me about the issue of their procrastination, the constant fear while doing their dream works or the projects they so want to do but can't do, or something as small as quitting a bad habit or starting a new habit, or just writing down a simple write-up. And I tried to answer them all. But while I was doing that, a constant voice in my head was reminding me of my own failure to record a podcast since 2 weeks. I could not ignore that voice. It felt like as if I was lying to all of them, as if I was lying to myself. And in this war against anxiety, in this effort to provide some value, I could be anything but a liar. So I knew I had to do it. But the fear inside me was still there, so I did exactly that, what I suggest. I just closed my eyes, took a deep breath, opened up my notes and pressed the record button and started saying. I fumbled. I still might be, my voice might be showing how nervous I am or how anxious I am, but there is no solution to it. And neither you or me know that when will this jitter gonna go away from my voice each time I try to record something. But those 2,370 minutes of runtime by you people told me one thing, that you don't care. You don't care if I don't talk smooth, or maybe too confident, or whether or not I sound anxious or fake or whatever. But you care only and only if or not I provide the right value to you. So if this is a war against anxiety, I happily be the soldier in the front row, even if I am the lone one out there. I guess now it's established. The only way out is to face it head on. Hence the only way out to record this podcast. The only way out you can complete the next chapter of your book. The only way out you can complete your assignment. The only way out you can finish your next design is by simply doing it. So pick up your courage and just click the record button. Just start typing, just start sketching, just start writing down your hurt out. Again and again and again unless you finish it. Just don't stop. Don't wait for the moment. Don't wait for procrastination to go away. Let it be there. Let those monsters be around you. Let them see that you don't care about them. That you will face them head on. Yeah, they'll knock you down. Once, twice, thrice, maybe even more times. But who cares? You don't. Because you know that the battle is fought for glory, not for the victory. Remember it by your core always. Go and get your glory. Thank you everyone for listening to this, and I will be back again with another weekly podcast. Yeah, I promise this time I'm gonna stay in every week from here on, right here. So tune in next week for another episode of Weekly Podcast. Let's Just Talk, hosted by Saurabh Sharma. You can find me on social media by the name Meet the Wizard and talk to me, have your queries, drop your suggestions. Have a good time.